Ooh, the third installment of r/HumansBeingBros. And on a Monday? No better thing to, watch after a hard work day or a depressing school day. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll catch you at the end. Teachers have Reddit. What's the coolest thing you've ever confiscated from a child? When I was a student teacher, I caught a kid stealing Star Trek Next Gen novels from the school library. I knew the kid was in a horrible family mess as they kept moving due to evictions, drugs, and violence. He never had time to settle into a school before he was moving again, and I took the books back to the library and went home that night, and the next day gave him all of my copies. I hope his damn parents let him keep them, but he and I discussed the purpose of learning a dead language like Latin in my subject and comparing it to Star Trek's Universal Translator. It helped him connect. It's been 30 years and I still think of him. It really is a treat when a teacher goes out of their way to really connect with a student. I remember in middle school I had a science teacher who went out of his way to curate and create a Rubik's Cube Club, or the Cubing Club. And I learned and embraced a hobby that I still participate in now. It was so big that he even contacted the local news organization to have them come to the school and talk about the club and how everybody there was just enjoying themselves and learning how to cube and learning how to solve puzzles. And it was just great seeing that this dude, who's just a bio teacher, connecting with us, and now he's like a friend with everybody else from middle school. I still even talk to him from time to time with all my friends from middle school. Like, the dude has made an everlasting connection with me, and that's insane. And that's the cool thing about teachers. That's what, the cool opportunity teachers have. And I wish more did that. So, it's pretty cool. This guy is an awesome dude. Today was the first time I went out for breakfast alone with my 8-week-old son. I just received my breakfast and hot chocolate when Jackson started crying, so of course I fed him. After a few minutes, this older lady walked up to me. I was scared, thinking she was gonna tell me to put my boob away. Instead, she starts cutting up my breakfast for me and said, "What a good mama you are. We can't have your food getting cold, can we?" I honestly could have cried. The loveliest lady ever. Wow, this dude gave CPR to a cat that drowned. And look at this cat, it's alive. And I didn't even know that you could give CPR to pets. I learned about that like a few years ago, and I never even really seen it happen. And wow, look, he just put his whole face onto the cat. And look at him, he's breathing again, and that's good. That's good stuff right there. Boy 12 leaves his beloved pit bull outside of a shelter with a heartbreaking letter, explaining that he has to give away the animal in order to save it from its abusive father. The kid did the right thing, but the fact that that puppy has to deal with that is horrible. That's horrible. Animal abuse by far has to be some of the most cowardly actions a human could ever take. Why would you punch an animal or beat up an animal, especially a puppy? Well, how does that make you feel strong in any way? I'm sorry that the dog has to go to a shelter now in order to be protected, but the fact that the kid has to lose a friend as a result sucks. And that father really needs to be, approached by somebody. Somebody needs to talk to him or figure out whether or not it's true that he's been really abusing this dog. This Alabama man traveled to all 50 states to mow lawns for veterans for free. Because that's what heroes deserve. Oh my god, yes, dude, yes. He really didn't have to do that, and that's awesome. I'm pretty sure he's making those veterans' lives so much better. And making them feel so appreciated. Dude, you're awesome. You're a cool guy. Job interview? If you have a job interview and you can't afford a haircut, get one on us. Not only is that a great thing to do for some people who just really need a nice haircut for a job interview, but it's also a great way to drum up some business because now everybody knows that you're the cool barbershop. These are kind of cool. I've come across a bunch of these in my city, and they're really helpful. Most of the time it's clothes, books, but you sometimes come across people, donating food, and that's really awesome. And it's really cool that people have done this, because it's really easy to be cynical and think that someone's going to just take all the food, but really that doesn't always happen. But it does on occasion, and that does, help make people feel really, really snarky and cynical about it. But hey, it's a service, and at least it's helping somebody. In case no one said it to you today, you matter. Even if you're struggling out there, keep your head up. Even in the darkest hours, you're more relevant than you can imagine. Don't let obstacles of life keep you from being the best you. And no matter what, it can get better. To be honest, bro, I wish you were right. I am right. You know what? I'm going to follow you so we can keep up together. I see that you're in the UK. Next time in the UK, we should consider to meet up and, with some other homies in the neighborhood. Lee Ross, the bro. Oh my god, this dude's awesome. You're cool, man. You didn't have to say that. You didn't have to go out of your way to do that, but that's awesome. The man in the chair is named Earl. Mr. Earl lives in the assisted living home next door to the shop. He has a memory disease that if you tell him something today, he forgets. So if you tell him again tomorrow, it's like new information to him. His brother used to come into the shop and pay me every week to cut his hair. Then Mr. Earl would come and ask me, did his brother pay me so he could get a cut? I would always say, yes sir, your debt is already paid. And Mr. Earl's brother died 5 years ago, and he doesn't remember. He still comes every week and always asks me if his debt is paid, and I always still say, yes sir, your debt is paid, and cut his hair. I know Mr. Earl's brother's in heaven looking down and watching out for us. That's payment enough, and some things are better than money. Amen. Yo, warning, finish blowing your load before this time. Video quickly cuts to the dude's stupid face. Yo, this man's a king, we need more people like you. I talked a teen jumper down from the rail on a bridge 4.5 years ago. Today I found him working in a sitting coffee shop I was trying out since I moved. I almost didn't recognize him. He grew a few inches, cut and dyed his hair, and lost some weight. I didn't want to put him in a stressful situation, so I just left him alone. He left a little thank you note on my receipt. It said, "Thank you so much for saving my life. You have no idea how much I think about you and what you did." I honestly wonder if I should initiate the conversation. I fear I may harm him. Edit, I'm going to say hello on Wednesday when I go back. Here's to hoping that it works out. I appreciate the advice and kind words. This guy did a wonderful thing, and just that action alone saved a life, but I will say, sometimes it's more subtler than that. Just talking to somebody or pulling someone to the side when they're sad is more than enough to save a life. Just reaching out a hand and just making sure you're a friend to someone is more than enough to save somebody, or to at least be able to make someone reconsider their actions. You don't always have to be like that obvious, like that's crazy, he saved a life almost directly, but being able to just be a friend to someone, or just being able to sit down with somebody is more than enough to really, change someone's life forever.
Oğlum. Gel, hadi geç bakayım yana. Aha. Haydi. Geç yerine. Hadi geç. Oh. Hayırlı geceler Bozi. Eline koluna sağlık kardeşim.
A Texas teen bought 170 flowers to give every girl at his school a Valentine. My boy is the best. I wonder if anybody, gave him a number. I wonder if he got any results from that. If he didn't, you made a lot of girls feel beautiful. And if you did, congratulations, man. That's a great way to find a girlfriend. When thousands of Hong Kongers queued for masks overnight, the Hong Kong government still refused to take measures to stabilize the supply and price amid the coronavirus. To combat citywide shortage and price gouging, at Demo Sisto just bought another 1.2 million masks and shipped them to Hong Kong.
I like your hair.
Thank you.
I like your hat, bro.
Thank you.
That's mad unique. What is that?
I don't even know. My girl got it for me.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Coat.
Thank you.
Excuse me. I love your outfit.
Oh, thank you.
That's fire.
Oh, thank you.
I love the color of your Hydro Flask.
Thank you.
Because look, it matches my shoes.
Oh, look at you. You're unbelievable.
And the earrings. Those are the best earrings all week.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Made my week.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I like your little puppy. Is that a fox? Are you a fox? You are cuter. You are the cutest dog on the planet, maybe. What is who? Hi, little tofu. You are adorable.
Bruh, I recently noticed that whenever my life was getting me down, I'd usually find $1 in my pocket the next day. I told my parents how weird it was, and they told me my little sister puts $1 in my pockets when she knows I'm sad to help cheer me up, and now I'm crying. That is so adorable. Oh my god, I could just picture her little sister just, creeping into your room and tucking $1 into one of her jeans pockets. Like, that is so adorable. Your sister's the best. I'm on a plane, and the entire flight sat still so a man in the last seat at the back of the plane could get off and run to his next flight to try to make it to his own twin daughter's first father-daughter dance. Everyone rooted for him and clapped as he rushed down the aisle. Actually, it was a Redditor. I was a really poor college student. I worked 20 hours a week, but I had to get cut back 10 hours and rent was also increased. I didn't qualify for low-income aid like food stamps because grants for tuition at school counts as income. It's dumb. I had a hard time affording groceries and even meat. My meals consisted of eating cucumbers and bananas and rice crackers. I had broth and pasta and stuff, but I was getting way thinner. I'm already short and skinny girl at under 100 pounds, and I was getting skinnier and way weaker. Like, walking upstairs hurt and it would leave me feeling exhausted. We met up and he bought me groceries, lots of meat, and even cooked for me. And when I took the first bite of steak he cooked, I literally cried and embarrassed myself. He would send me every now and then a delivery of Amazon groceries. I'm still in touch with that person and very grateful. It was a really hard time in my life. The internet can be crappy at almost any given time, but it also has the potential to be very wholesome and very awesome, and this is one of those moments. And I think we really take those moments for granted, because the internet can just be a very ugly place 100% of the time. So it's hard to remember that stuff like this can happen, or even really acknowledge it when it does happen. And it's cool that it does, so
So basically this is what happened. A few of my coworkers found out I was sleeping in my car. I thought it was no biggie, they thought otherwise. They decided they wanted to do something about it. So a few of them got together and talked about it, which I don't mind. And they booked me this hotel for 7 nights. They also went to the local grocery store and bought me a bunch of groceries. But they also went to Ulta and bought me, cosmetic stuff as well. And one of my coworkers actually took me out to eat today and paid for my meal. I got to meet her son. He's pretty cool. So thanks to them, I'll have stuff to eat besides something that comes out of a can for $1. I have a place to stay tonight that isn't the back of my car, and I have stuff to make me smell good. So thank you to my work family.
Just took my dogs for a walk and an old lady stopped me to admire how lovely they are. We spoke for ages on how she moved to Essex 3 years ago and her husband died. She says she's nervous to walk her dog to the park by the busy roads. We've just arranged to go to walks together. Out of the 7.7 billion people on Earth, what do you think no one is doing right now? Masturbating to me. Just rubbed one out for you. Godspeed, sir.
Check it out.
Check it out.
Look at it, idiot.
Wait, what? What am I looking at?
Go look
Check it
at
out.
it.
Do an investigation check.
Do you guys know about this?
I don't know.
I don't know. What are you talking about?
Do we?
What is this?
Hey.
Look over there.
Oh my god. What is happening?
Well, Sai.
Put it together.
Well, Sai.
I'm gonna fucking cry.
Come on. Process.
Think about it.
Give me a moment.
Go check out the bill, dude. Look at
Yeah, go
Look
check
at
out.
it, dude. Isn't that nice?
That is so nice. I'm gonna fucking cry. This looks so good. Oh my god. Let's give everyone a hug.
So, yeah, in case you haven't put it together by now, we built you a computer.
This is yours.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a hug, camera. Love all of you.
Zach's on the phone here too, I told him.
Zach's here too.
I love you, Zach.
Many pop stars and actors died in 2016. So did Dr. Donald Henderson. He eradicated smallpox, which killed 500 million people in the 20th century alone. This man out here dedicating his whole professional life to saving hundreds of millions of people and countless generations this guy's pretty cool, and I didn't even know his name, and now I do, and now all of you guys do. Now all of you guys know about his wonderful contribution to society. Anyone else get those car warranty calls daily? Yep, I got another one today, and I was so irritated I decided to give the guy a hard time. But honestly, something bigger than me took over. I asked him why he was doing this job. He said he didn't like it, but he didn't know what else he could do. I spent 10 minutes encouraging him, giving him some tips, and I told him to get a LinkedIn profile and send him some sites and books. He almost broke down and thanked me for answering the call and helping him. He promised he would let me know what happens. It's so much easier to be kind, and we all need encouragement, and I'm glad I wasn't rude to him. And he even took my name off of his company's call list. Sharing this in case you want to try it. It actually made my day.
I would say if I put the lights down right here. Is this right to speak? Thank you. Thank you very much. You ready, Chef? I'm gonna be ready. You ready? All right, what you got?
Yes, you do have someone. When worst comes to worst, pack your bags, call a Lyft and or Uber, and go to the next motel, right? When they ask for a payment, if you don't have a card, have them ring me and I'll pay for the hotel. I've already sent you my number. Reddit coming in clutch again. I don't know the context of this. There was no context with the post, but I assume someone's in a really terrible situation and needs to get away or find some sort of shelter, and this guy is willing to help him out. That's awesome. Look at this warm boy. Look at him with his hat. It looks adorable. It's cute. It's amazing. Turns out the story is that the guy knows that the cat is a stray and living out in the cold and just gave him a hat off of his head. And that's awesome. Look at him. He's just living. This is a king. This man is a king. I've come across this guy. He's been coming into my work for years, and I told him I was going to Vietnam next week with my girlfriend. He told me he was over there during the fall of Saigon and helped orphan babies get on evacuation planes and helicopters as a Marine. I told him I was one of those babies, and he looked at me and his eyes started to well up, and he said he might have held me in his arms during the rescue mission, Operation Baby Lift. We talked for a while, and I thanked him dearly for his service and kindness, and in the end, he told me that he'll sleep better knowing that a small innocent baby has grown up to be a man in a better life in America. What an amazing man you are, dude, and thank you again for your service, and I'm no longer an orphan.
Found one that got a little bit hog-tied this morning. Hey there. You'll be fine. You're fine. Shh. You're fine. Oh, she's in good shape. Yeah.
I must have picked the key one.
If you or someone you know are forced to work or are forced to sell sex against your will, stop and peel off a sticker and call this number, the National 24/7 hotline, or text help to this number. That is awesome that someone put that in the bathroom. Like, this is a bunch of signs that people just post in public bathrooms hoping for someone to take a tab to, you know, seek help. And that's awesome because people really don't have an out when they're in that type of situation. And something subtle like this, I mean, well, I'm stretching the word subtle, but, you know, something as conspicuous as a sticker is a good way to get out. Nobody cares about you. My life in 4 words. Hey man, you within the 100 miles of this city in Kentucky, I'll have a beer with you. Edit. Anyone else is welcome. If you want to meet up, PM me. We might as well make a chat and we can work something out. Reddit is on a roll today, making people feel welcome and cared about. And you know, this is cool. This guy probably really needed a friend today.
Since you're like a legal adult, we're trying to raise enough money for you to change your name.
Super Bowl champ Derek Natty celebrated his win by covering the adoption fees for an entire shelter full of dogs, and every single one found a home. God, oh, it's just the wholesome energy. It's great that those dogs found homes. That's awesome. Thanks, bro. That is great. That is some good stuff. Oh, the wholesome vibes are strong with this one. Yo, I witnessed a gas station get robbed, and the robber told me as I was walking up, "Hey, ya bruh, I advise you not to go in there." Like, dog really saved me from him robbing me. Durham getting out of hand. I mean, it ain't too wholesome, but it's kind of wholesome. The guy warned him, "Hey, don't walk in here or I'll rob you." I mean, I guess, okay.
Yeah, this is Jake's old thing. Look, it's scuffed there and there. Hi. Yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Good to see you. It's alright. Have a good night, man.
Hi.
See you.
Where from?
Australia.
Australia. Wow.
Yeah. Have a good night, man.
So, now is it fair?
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah.
It's okay?
Yeah, fine. See you, man.
Okay. See you.
Have a good night. No problem. You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Very afraid in Japan. Had my trips. Yeah, two days ago in Japan.
Yeah.
Come in Japan.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Are you in danger?
Yes, pretty danger.
There was a big drug problem at my school, so they hired a police officer to supervise students, but now he's playing Magic the Gathering with the video game club. And to end the day with the best post I could find, my son had 3 major heart surgeries at only 5 months old. I didn't want him feeling alone growing up with a scar, so I went and got a tattoo of one. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ailurus, aka Panda Daddy, and I hope you enjoyed this wholesome hour with me. And if you did, let me know in the comments down below and leave a like if you liked the video. And if you're new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe, fam. What you doing watching videos and not subscribing? And if you're old, make sure you hit that bell so you get those notifications every time. If you want to recommend any other video types, let me know in the comments down below. I think I've already said that. And if you want to help support the channel in any way, go ahead and check out the Patreon. And speaking of the Patreon, thank you to Finny, Julian, Rachel, and Hosamar. Thank you so much for your support. It's greatly appreciated. And if you want to help support the channel in another way, there's also a merch link in the description, and both funds go directly into the channel to make sure we can maintain what's happening here. And as always, stay zesty!